Hey gang, Mark Sweeney here from Austin Dental Spa in beautiful, hot Austin, Texas. Happy Labor Day from last weekend. I told you last week that this week, not only is it the first week of September, so I'll introduce our new topic, but I also have a big announcement for you. The topic today is going to be excessive daytime sleepiness, or EDS. Now, I've known several people through my adult life that do have this. They get a lot of sleep at night, and yet they're still sleepy off and on during the day and even have to take naps on occasion. If you're one of those people, I've got some interesting new research for you on that topic. But first, let me introduce the topic for the month of September. It is Sign Off September. Now, why did we pick a crazy name like that? Because here's my big announcement. After 7 years, a little over 7 years of doing this every Wednesday, we've covered a lot of ground and a lot of topics, but I'm starting to try to back off from my clinical dentistry days, and it just seemed like a logical time now to put Wisdom Wednesday to rest. So this will be our last month of Wisdom Wednesday. We'll have 4 of them counting today, and we'll be talking about sign off in September. I want to end with a bang, but it's been 7 long years and we've had a lot of fun doing this. But starting in October, I'm taking a fairly good trip to start my semi-retirement, not picking up drills anymore. And so we're doing sign off September, and you'll hear more about it in the next 3 weeks coming up. I'll see you every one of those. So let's get back to EDS, or excessive daytime sleepiness. I heard a little bit about this, but I didn't know a whole lot about it till I read the proposal for this week's topic. I had heard, and this confirms it, that dietary links are part of it. We'll get into that in just a second. There may be some genetic involvement in this, and the reason it's kind of a big deal is 1 out of 5 people, at least in the U.S., I think this was related only in the U.S., 1 out of 5 people suffers from this disorder, from excessive daytime sleepiness. So that's 20% of the population. So, and if you're one, you're going to find some of this stuff really interesting. And the National Health Service said EDS is different than those people that say they just feel tired all the time. These are people that get a good night's sleep, 7 or 8 hours, and yet they still feel like they need to take a nap after they eat. So we're going to get into some of the possible reasons for this. Previous studies, before the one that we're going to talk about today, had identified 42 different genes or genetic markers that could be linked to EDS. We want to simplify it some. The term excessive daytime sleepiness also is known as hypersomnia. Somnia referring to sleep, and hyper meaning you want to do it over and above what is considered in the normal realm. So we looked at another study that said there were 7 key molecules linked to the metabolism of these people. 7 I can handle, 40 something, little too much stuff going on. But the latest research shows particularly that it's linked to diet. There is a metabolite called tyramine, Tyramine, that is found in particularly in fermented and overripe foods and in alcoholic beverages for those that like to go to happy hours. And it's particularly so in men. So these fermented vegetables, which are part of the Mediterranean diets, that's an interesting contrast, which we'll bring up in just a couple of seconds. On the flip side, what tends to lessen the effects of EDS are omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids. Those are called the essential fatty acids because they your body can't make omega-3 or omega-6. You can only get it through diet. And so those are found in vegetable oils, nuts, seeds, and fatty fish commonly eaten in the Mediterranean-style diet. So a Mediterranean-style diet in and of itself should decrease the effects of EDS, but Mediterranean diets also have a lot of pickled and fermented vegetables in them. So you can get a little bit of both ends on that one, but and we'll come back to the diet in a second. A separate Boston-based study claims that, and this was actually published in the journal eBiomedicine, they want to do sleep testing, and they say that they've even got an online questionnaire that you can take to see if you might be one of the people that that suffers from this heavy dose of tyrosamine in your metabolism. So based on that, the omega-3 and omega-6s, the foods that are highest in it, as I mentioned a couple of minutes ago, number 1, fatty fish, number 2, nuts, number 3, seeds, and number 4, vegetable oils. Now, the ones that you should stay away from that tend to increase the effects of EDS are fermented and pickled foods, overripe foods, aged cheeses, and smoked meats. Boy, that's tough because I like all of those things, but I don't have a problem falling asleep during the day, so I must not generate a lot of tyrosamine in my metabolism. So anyway, that's our topic for the day. You can dig in and do a little more research by just typing in excessive daytime sleepiness. If you suffer from this, there is help on the way. There are a lot of scientists starting to really dig into this. So my health tip for the week. I always do a health tip, and my health tip for this week, and I'm as guilty of this as anybody, is eat out less. It kind of ties in. It's a little bit tangential for what we were just talking about with diet, but why should you eat out less? Well, here's 4 different reasons why. Especially fast food. That's not the only thing you can get when you eat out. There are some especially in Austin, some really healthy restaurants, but fast food is generally known by everybody to not be that good for you, but there's loads of fats, salts, carbohydrates, and sugars in all those fast food diets. That's why they taste so good, and it's quick and easy to drive through at McDonald's, but you pay a price for that. Secondly, restaurant meals, while they can be diverse in their offerings, they typically have higher calorie content and more sodium and saturated fats because they want you to like what you ate and want to come back. And then home cooking, conversely, you can be a little more in control of the ingredients because you're going to buy them at the grocery store and you're cooking them yourself, and you can salt and garnish this stuff to your particular taste. So you can kind of customize the food, and you can pick your own portions out. You don't have to cook a huge amount if you're just cooking for yourself, but at a restaurant, you don't have control over the food portions, and they tend to give you a little more rather than a little less. And lastly, they had to throw this in. Even though grocery store prices are higher than they've ever been, it's still cheaper on the whole to shop and then cook yourself than it is to go out to a restaurant. So hope those have been good health tips for you. I'll see you next week for another version of Wisdom Wednesday.